was from Boom Esports with Gov and just doing amazing, wonderful things with the explosive cast. Going back into this one though, we have Team Secret. We have the Darius. Interesting, very interesting indeed. On the side of one team though, what I feel like this is going to rely heavily on the support side, especially since James is sort of like the one who the team rallies around. What do you think will one team bring out in order to counter that?
Wow. Oh, they're gonna bring out the Vi. So it's like, wow. I actually Vi is questionable champion because not many teams like to play Vi anymore, right? They often go for like Java and something along that line, or Olaf, but yeah.
Vi just feels like to me like that solo queue stomping champion, right? Like it just feels a little bit awkward at times in competitive, but like if it gets ahead right, it just pops off.
Yeah. And Vi can shut down something like Camille and Darius as well.
Yep, that is right. And you know, on the side of Team Secret, it seems like again it's going to rely heavily on the leadership of James early on in the Icon series Philippines. You know, when James had to sit out on a few games, we actually saw how it almost fell apart for Team Secret. So he really is the rallying point. One team though, I have a feeling they're going to catch on to that. They're going to catch on to that. So I feel like, you know, this is going to be a hot target here for one team. Irelia, though, this is interesting. Any comments on this, Skimmy? We'll start with you.
I mean, this is just wild to me, right? You're drafting triple melee. It should be an absolute field day for the likes of a Looter to try and shut down. But I mean, certainly could be pretty big for the Ziggs if you get strong enough to like look to shut them all down, prevent them actually forcing their hand, especially if their flashes are down. Going to be very difficult for them to Team Secret to play around this. I'm wondering what direction they go for the support, because you're imagining now it's just going to be the Orianna ADC, which teams are getting more and more adept at and are more keen to sort of flex and sort of throw your hand against. So I'm trying to figure out what support they'd go for, because I imagine they're just going to go for more engage, and I guess Fresh is the answer. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice pick. Like, it's good against Lulu, as I said, and yeah, they just like going in.
Yeah, and you know what? Right now, Thresh seems to be a hot pick, a hot option for a lot of teams. You know, I feel like, you know, Thresh isn't exactly too much of a comfort pick for James, but I'm eager to see what he does with this champion. Side of one team, though, they will be bringing out, drum roll please, under the support as we wrap up our champ select. You know, it's interesting here on the side of Team Secret. You brought out, you know, this composition over here, and on the side of one team, they have something that seems to be very, very standard. Is this one team testing the waters for Team Secret, or do they just want to end this quickly? What do you think, Skimmy?
I feel like one team are just looking to try and draft, something standard, receive the pressure that Team Secret are throwing their way, and almost say that, well, it's game on for you, because sure, the Varus is banned, and Varus is one of the best answers to a composition like this, but the brand has been available, and it's a nice pick that I've forgotten about coming out here in that final 5th position. Did I decide to go for it? I mean, obviously you could talk about the bouncing around and you know, the Pyroblast is putting in a ton of damage, but the Ari wouldn't be too bad as well. I guess it's not going to be all the same in terms of what it offers, but certainly gives you a lot of pick potential of Team Secret to try and roam and hit you from those flanking angles.
Yeah, Jess, any comments on the draft so far?
I do think that Ari is the best pick here, because like when the Team Secret try to initiate with Thresh or Camille, they can look for the opportunity to like counter attack with the charm and like the rest of the damage.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting indeed. And this is going to be like, you know, this is going to be a tall order for Team Secret. As we have mentioned, one team are basically the group to beat for Group A. So a lot of teams, one team, of course, they have that, you know, big target on their back, especially coming in as the runner-up for the Summer Super Cup. But Team Secret, they did mention how they really do have their eye on Worlds. They really do have their eye on that championship, especially since it eluded them during the Summer Super Cup. So again, they are going to be out for that second chance, that second shot at that championship. It's going to be really interesting indeed. And of course, I have Team Secrets back over here, but I have to say, really, really scared for one team as they face up against the top team so far in Group A. Casters, over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Mika. And here we are. Welcome everyone to Team Secret versus One Team for their very first game in this series. And Omo, we have a lot of interesting picks here coming down to the first game.
We do indeed, Infinity, and this is exactly what we expected from a matchup as hyped as Team Secret and One Team. When we looked at the schedule for day one, we looked up and down and we said that this is probably going to be the best match that we're going to see. So we have a lot of expectations here, and I hope we don't get let down, but it looks like we're going to see a bit of a spicy start to this one.
Yeah, a lot of early roams into the mid lane. Look at Hammers.
He knows he's there.
Ready up. He's
the
up.
flame.
He's there. That's going to be the CC. Ninja
Nice.
7, a lot of damage down, but not going to get that kill. But this is a statement that Team Secret wants. We want all-in pressure. We want to delay how you scale up.
Yeah, exactly, and it's off to a great start, off to the races. Budding the flash from Ninja 7 just means that when Hamas hits level 2, he can have legitimate kill threat here onto the Ziggs Lulu bottom lane. Typically, a Ori lane, it's quite a slow one. It's quite a passive one, but with the lead that they've gotten already and with the support counter pick, that could definitely swing in the other direction as well. I like how aggressive Chewy and Hamas are trying to play down here, but let's talk a little bit about the rest of the map, right? We see, oh, level 2 though, look out for the hook. Oh, very,
it's
very
gonna miss.
nice. Very
Yeah.
nice there from Siu.
Satchel charge with a lot of CC onto Hammers, supporting with the damage as well. And this is what Eri does. In a Ziggs, a lot of damage coming through in the early game.
Indeed, a lot of damage in the early game, and we see Trevor here trying to help Tatsuri push the wave in. That's one of the downsides of this Irelia in the mid lane. You don't really have control of the wave. You can't really push in the short lane up against the Ahri. That's very nice, just farming out the wave with her E, and that's going to be Scuttle Crab here in the bottom side heading over to Trevor. Because Azar, he's going to be playing weak side now, right? So he's going to, I say that, but he's doing a lot of damage to Kid.
Yeah, he froze the wave near his turret, so he
Yep.
is pretty much safe. And top of all that, he has Apprehend. He has a lot of mid-range damage
He's got
based on his
barrier.
skill Kid, right? And also barrier as well. Really just try and pressure down Kid, and I think that
Oh.
is exactly what he wants. And look at that. He recalls Kid,
Oh.
force him away.
Would you
Look
look
at
at
Group
that?
A so far. Yeah.
Yeah, would you look at that, Infinity? We have a bit of a scoreboard going on here. Of course, One Team, they did split the map. They did split one series 1-1. And look at this roam from Hamas coming from a pretty cheeky angle here. Not going to find anything. We'll just go back to the bottom lane. But yeah, I'm quite impressed by Buriram United today. You know, I think they might honestly be front runners in the group here from what we've seen. They've played against the bottom teams. That is true. But we have to point out that they looked very, very clean, even up against Team Flash, who are no slouches as well. So I wouldn't even be surprised if we see Buriram United pull out a top 2 in this group. We'll have to see how Team Secret do though. Hook missing
the
again from
Pixie,
Hamas.
what a clutch coming in from Siu. That was
Yeah.
close. If Pixie
It
wasn't
was.
there, he could have been killed.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. He misses the hook. He hasn't been hitting many of these, but credits to Siu, right? He's been doing very well to sidestep it, but Hamas has been very aggressive as well with his hooks, with his flays rather, and has been doing a lot of work with them. He's gonna just shove this wave out here, and they're just gonna be able to get a nice little reset in, get the tempo going in their favor. But a pretty even game so far here, Infinity. Oh,
Yeah,
Trevor
definitely.
not seeing that one.
Yeah, so close, so close. He was just beside it. He wasn't able to see it, but this is the time, 3-minute mark into the game, that we all have that ultimates up. Maybe not for the supports, for Hammers, for Team Secret, or Stew, for One Team, but this is where everything starts. This is where the clash, the party happens for this game. As you look at 3-man roam coming from One
This
Team.
is cheeky. He smells it though. Look at Azar. He knows he's the weak side.
Whoa!
well.
Flash with a Bolt Breaker actually puts down Azar. Apprehend, double man knockup, but that
Nice.
will be the first blood for One Team. Kills down Azar.
Really, really nice there from Cienio. I thought the play was over. I thought Azar got out. He was playing it so safe. It seemed like he smelt it. He had a bit of a sixth sense. But Cienio with the punch, flash, and the Lulu to back him up. And that's going to be a nice little first blood pickup there. I actually wonder who got the kill. I think it would be really nice if Riven got it. Get him to a bit of a lead. Yeah, there we go. He has the full Black Cleaver. It's close to about like 600 gold lead. So he's going to be sitting pretty happy right now. And if he keeps finding these tempo, if he keeps finding these good traits, the top lane could be a serious concern here for Team Secret. It's going to be with Herald started out though.
Yeah. And Team Secret starting this up, and I think they need this. They want this because this alleviates some of the gold value that they have lost up against One Team in this game number 1. However, they're trading this for an Infernal Dragon. So when it comes to later on, when it comes to scaling, one team has that edge with that 6% damage, the bonus increase with Infernal Dragon for one team esports.
Yeah, and I would say the even bigger thing here is that Tatsuri cannot farm. He has nowhere to go. That's always going to be a bit of a heartbreaker. We do see the Herald drop on the other side of the map. That means that they will... Actually, they didn't even use the Herald, I believe. They do just raise the turret down first. So that's going to be really nice with Team Secret. If they can use the Herald to break mid lane, that is going to be extremely huge here. Because typically, when you play against Ahri and Ziggs, you basically never get to touch mid lane turret. So saving the Herald is going to be really nice. Alternatively, they have the option to use it in the bottom lane as well and try to get a pick with Trevor and Tatsuri on aggressive champions like this Camille and Irelia.
Yeah, and they could use it when the next dragon comes up because it gives you a lot more value coming down to it. It gives you just a split manpower coming from one team. So I think there are multiple choices that Team Secret has or can do with that Rift Herald for later on. But so far, we're currently looking at one team dominating, or not dominating, but getting that lead here up against Team Secret with around 500 gold. Not that much. We're still in the early game, but so far they're showing up big time when it comes to those aggression that they're doing constantly up against Team Secret.
Yeah, and I think that when we see these even games, what we always have to talk about is scaling, right? Who outscales, who scales better. If we go even into the mid to late game, who's going to benefit from that? And honestly, if you look at this game, I say it's pretty even. You have an Ahri Ziggs trade-off on one side. You have Irelia, who scales a bit better than Ahri. You have Riven, who scales a bit better than Darius. But conversely, you have Camille, who scales a bit better than Vi. I would say the big point of contention here is that Lulu is going to be way more impactful than Trash, right? That's kind of what we saw last game as well, right? Trash is going to be useful now, but he's going to be pretty lackluster later on as the game progresses. So I think Hamas, he needs to be finding a little bit more here in the early stages of the game, needs to be more active with his roams, but I also understand his worry that if you leave Chewie alone here on the Orianna, he's just going to get jumped on by Vi.
Yeah, and that's the trade-off, right? Having an AP bot laner,
We're
you
gonna
don't
race
really
this.
have that mobile.
Yeah, we are going
Rift
to raise
Herald.
this here, boys. We're going to see Azar just going to the mid lane, respecting. And I really like what we're seeing from both of these teams. They know when they're the weak side, and they respect that. They back away. They don't force the plays. They don't try to greed for the waves. They know when they can and cannot touch waves. And that's why we don't see any gold lead exploding. We just see both of these teams being very respectful of when they can do what. And that's really nice to see. This is a pretty high caliber game, although I have to admit it's a bit of a resident sleeper one. But both of these teams playing very well.
Yeah, I think they're playing the patience game.
Yep.
We need to be very, very cautious on what we do and what we don't want to do because one mistake can change the whole game
Yep.
into one side or another. So I think this is what Team Secret and one team is thinking. You know what? We do not want to have that huge risk with huge rewards, but more so have that low risk with huge rewards.
Yeah, low risk with potentially huge rewards, right? And
Yeah.
Trevor here, he's gonna be a bit in a 1v3, but he's just gonna be able to get away from this one. I do think as well, right? We have to point out that both of these teams, you have to remember, they are fighting for first place here. When we talk about who's likely gonna top Group A, we typically list Team Secret as well as one team. Now that BRU have been playing so extremely well, I think they're in the running as well. But don't forget that these teams, they want to fight for as high a placing as they can. Because if we look at Group B, look at how stacked Group B is. Remember that the way you perform in groups will directly impact your playoff opponents. So if you get lost in your group, you're going to face the first seed from the opposing group. That's not what you want. You don't want to fight SBTC. You don't want to fight EVOS. You want to place as high as you can. That's why each match has such high stakes here, Infinity.
Yeah, so much value for each individual series, and not even just series, and even individual games itself, because it counts up. But once again, here, Team Secret looks for a fight, go for Trash, as that's gonna be one team taking down the support,
Oh,
and
boy.
Tatsuri is locked in into the middle of the fight. He gets killed
boy.
down. That's gonna be one team getting the double here, as they don't get the third, but this is what they want. They get value out of that, and one team is now leading, and then they step forward for the Cloud Dragon.
One team, they set up first, they get into position first, they are in the river first, and that means that when Team Secret walk in, when they try to face check, we kind of talked about this before, you're gonna have a true tank. Bah, yeah, that was a bit nasty there. A bit of a tilter there for Tatsuri, I would say. Dying in that fashion, that's not what you want to see at all.
Yeah, imagine how Baya did that. Spirit Rush went in for the flash, charm, then Arbor Deception. Pretty much every combo that you can pick up to just kill down Chewy. And I think that was a worthy trade, even if he lost his flash, because
Yep.
it was a secured kill. And so far, when you're looking at the kill standings, 0 kills as of yet for Team Secret. And one team is leading in a huge margin in this game.
Yep. Infinity, it's all about sending the message. Baya there pressed like 6 buttons in a frame of half a second. That was very mechanically impressive. But the main thing for me is that, he sent a message to Chewy. You are not safe anywhere. I can get you even under your tier 1 turret. And it is a bit of a lead here for one team, but it's not a game-breaking lead yet. Keep in mind what kind of champions you have on TS. Ooh, Baya forced the ultimate away.
Yeah, but he
Oh, a lot of
actually comes in
damage.
once again.
So
That's going to
much
be the
damage.
charm onto
boy.
Tetsuri. With the Assault and Battery
Vincent.
coming through from Xianyo onto 1. But huge shockwave coming from Team Secret.
Nice.
Delays, disengage. One team forced to back away.
One team, they're bringing 5 people to the fight. They're trying to look for angles here. They want to go for Azar, but I think he's going to be slippery enough to get out. One team, they're grouping faster, they're grouping earlier, they're finding windows to make these plays. Team Secret unable to respond right now. So aggressive from one team. And we call back to the series we saw them play earlier today against Buriram, right? When they won the second game of the series, how did they do it? By playing aggressive, by playing fast, by finding tempo windows before your opponents are ready. And that's what they're doing again here today. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I think it was against Team Flash, sorry, not Buriram.
And that aggression is not just any aggression, because they control this type of aggression, right? When you're looking at it, they go for this hyper-aggressive playstyle. They go for this hyper-engage. But
Yep.
once they know that they are at a disadvantage, they come back immediately. They retreat because they don't want to give anything out of Team Secret. Because if they do, that's just going to give much more value for Team Secret to make it back into this game, into the series.
And if you look at how the team comps want to play out as well, one team, they have a lot of pick, they have a lot of catch. Vi does that so well, Ari does that so well. Cienio gets baited.
Yeah, Vi actually just flies through that
no,
game,
Ness.
flies over the wall with Assault and Battery, but not gonna be able to get that kill down.
Yeah, death sentence missed. That's a problem there. And you know what I think happened, Infinity? I think he was jebaited a little bit by the XY axis, and that's kind of why he didn't manage to get the hook off. Yeah, we're having a bit of technical difficulties, but we are back as Chewy forced the flash
Oh,
away.
Kid! Actually,
Oh no.
goes in for the
nice.
flash, goes in for the stun. Not gonna be able to get that kill down. Kid with the wild growth. Going for the 3v1 up against
Oh,
Azar.
boy.
Forces out the flash.
Oh,
Look at the backside
man.
come from Baya. Goes for the charm, will not connect though. That's the important thing for Team Secret now. But Kid into the backside, goes for the stun onto Trevor. Trevor hook shots onto Baya to go for the stun. But once again, the charm will connect into the backside with the Arbor Deception. That will be what Team wants in this game. But even if they did not get any kills, they got the tier 1 turret.
Exactly, Infinity. It's not the kills that matter. Keep in mind, one team, they have so much pick. They have so much long-range poke. That's exactly what they're doing. They're throwing out their spells from range. They're not overcommitting. They recognize when they can go in, when they have to pull away, and they do exactly that. They realize we don't need to kill you here. We just need to chunk you out, take your turrets, and Team Secret, what do we really need to see from them? Baron is up, Dragon is up in 10. We need to see Team Secret find an angle with these team fights. They can no longer let one team play at a distance, play front to back against them, because when you're playing a team comp like Darius, Camille, Irelia, you need to get on their backline. And that's the problem for Team Secret right now. They are not finding angles to do so, and that's why I was so skeptical about this trash pick. It doesn't give you any more access to the backline. It's just purely for skirmishing and lane dominance, and that's looking to be a problem. Look at the setup here from Team Secret. They need to find an angle.
Ooh, the charm though from Baya will not connect. But one team still continuing on to the Ocean Dragon. Team Secret needs to go for it, but will not be able to do so. And Alciano with the Vault Breaker goes in with a knock-up onto Hammond. Satchel Charge to follow up. And Team Secret
Nice
wants to fight
shockwave.
this. 4-man Shockwave coming from Rihanna. And the Assault and Battery connects onto the mid laner. Tatsuri will fall down though. That will be the double kill for one team. As Vault Breaker flash in coming from Cianio once again. Gets another, and one team gets 4 out of that.
And what did we say, Infinity? You cannot front to back against one team's team composition. That's not what your comp wants to do. That's not what your comp should do. And that's the exact problem. Katsuri tries to run it in. It doesn't quite work out. Seal with the exhaust just shuts him down. And the members of one team, they kite out the team fight so well. They play the edges, the limits of the team fight so well. They get on the backline, they get the picks where they can. And that means that Team Secret, they get wiped. And that's Baron going over to one team. Trevor, Chewy, Azar even, they all still have their flashes available, but they can't do anything. The zone control, the crowd control coming out from one team, it's just too good.
Yeah, once they come in, you have Kid with the stun and also the knock-up. Sianyo with a Vault Breaker and Assault and Battery. Bayo with a Charm as well, and even Satchel Charge coming from Ninja 7. So pretty much every single aspect or direction you can take, there's CC waiting to come up. So I think this is what one team wants. Just all in pressure now. Sianyo waiting for that Vault Breaker to charge up. That's going to be the knock-up onto Trevor. Not going to get that kill down, but one team, they're pushing into the mid lane. They have Ziggs to actually clear this out very easy.
Yeah, and Ziggs is going to do so much work against these turrets as well. And remember, if you're on Team Secret, you do not have wave clear. If you step up to try to touch the wave with anything other than this Orianna ball, you get charmed, you get poked. And if you get poked out enough, that is Baya and Sianyo's their cue to go in.
Yeah, they're dancing with death here. They cannot do anything. And now it's going to be Sianyo once again with a Vault Breaker. That's going to be the kill onto James. And one team is looking for their second inhibitor turret. 4-man up against 5. One team is just there. So much pressure in, but they opt to go back away.
All right, you can't really blame them. I think they know they've already won. They know that they don't have to risk anything at all. Just take the Elder Mountain Dragon, come back in a minute, and you'll get the end regardless. So one team, they're opting to take a breath, play it a little bit more disciplined here, but I'm pretty sure there's no way they lose the game at this point.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 12k gold difference. One team already has 3 dragons, and also opened up the mid lane and top lane. And you also have Ziggs to try and finish up the remaining turrets left for Team Secret. So I think this is one team's game. It's a very dominant so far. I think one team is their option is to really make a miracle play if there is an option to do it.
Yeah, they need to try to find something, right? But the problem is they're so choked into their base right now. One team never need to fight. That's the thing. That's the brilliant thing. Even if you force a fight somewhere, Kid, look at where he is. He is going to end the game on this Baron wave. There's really nothing they can do. The options are just running out here for Team Secret as the time passes. And if you don't find a miracle play, and I'll be honest with you here, Infinity, I don't see an angle. There should be no miracle play available. One team, they're playing this fight exactly as they should. They're setting up perfectly.
Yeah, very, very difficult for Team Secret to do. And Mega Inferno Bomb at this point is gonna hurt. They're looking at half HP immediate damage up against Team Secret. And you're looking at the remaining turret into the bot lane. That's sole remainder for Team Secret to defend the Nexus. And they cannot defend it up against Ziggs. So much damage coming up. Pretty much Nexus base gonna be open. All lanes cleared down by one team.
Yeah, and this is pretty much the game here. One team, I think you guys are playing it a little bit too conservatively, but they don't want to risk losing a single thing here on the map. They're just going to camp the bush. Team Secret are going to walk in, and that's it.
This is it. This is what we meant a while ago. If you come in, you're going to be CC chain, and now it's going to hit onto the front line. Shockwave to delay the fight. That's going to Sianyo with the flash to come into that fight. But Team Secret is walking back. They don't want this. They don't want to fight. But one team forces this out. And now, with one dead for Team
Surely
Secret,
the
they
end.
could actually just go for the end. Or even go for the Elder Dragon to just add extra security measure.
Infinity, I have this desk light in front of me that I turn on when we're gonna go into the cameras so that you can see my face in HD. I've been turning that on and off and on and off because I thought one team were gonna end like 6 times already, but they just keep backing off. They just keep taking a step back. They're saying, you know what, guys, we've already won the game. We don't need to troll. We want to play a perfect game here. Well, I say perfect game, but they did lose 2 turrets, right? But it's close. It's close to a perfect game. And one team, they're just gonna do what they're gonna do. They're gonna come in, take the Baron, and then they're gonna end with the 3 waves of Baron minions. I gotta say, in this game, once you lose triple inhibitors, it's basically a death sentence. So I don't really see Team Secret to have a chance back in.
Yeah, very, very difficult to say the least, but now one team looks like they heard you. They want to go very aggressive here. That's getting Mega Inferno Bomb. Hextech Ultimatum to try and disengage. Trevor's still gonna live, but the ultimate coming from Kid puts him down. And now Azar also follows up. This will be the 3v5. 3 members left for teams. You can defend the base, but one team is all alive, is all in well. That's gonna be the Wild Growth used up. They're going into the backside. Finish this game off and